enthusiasm.
This is it though. I'm not doing any more intros. I thought I'll do this one. Did the last one. That's for me pretty much done now. I think so.
You closing out the year.
So yeah, Tim and Jay.
Oh,
it's never been done. Both pointing at me and saying my name.
You rule-breaking bastard, Adam. There you go.
That's the A-ball.
Hello everybody. So the last podcast. Yeah, shuffle in, get involved. Come on.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, make some noise.
Shove around the fans want to see your face, man.
So the last podcast we did was 2017, the story so far. We kind of talked about all the things that we've liked, some of the things we didn't like, obviously, because that's what we do. And we kind of discussed the things that have been going on. Because it's been an interesting year. I'm going to go on record now as saying I've not enjoyed 2017 as much as 2016.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I'll go
Okay,
with that.
there you go. So, there's still, how long, what month are we in? January, February.
April, May, June, July.
We're in August now.
Are we?
Fucking
Are
hell.
you serious?
Genuine.
It's like we are 5th, right?
Wow. So we're in August, so we've got a few months left, and we've got a few things to go.
That was real.
I know, I'm worried. I'm trying to gloss over it. It's a travesty. So we've got SummerSlam right around the corner. We've got all the pay-per-views. I don't know what they're called, but we've got Survivor Series. We've got a couple more things to go.
Got no mercy after something.
There's no mercy.
No mercy.
I wonder if they'll do that theme tune again.
I hope so.
I hope so as well. Really
I love
so.
that song.
And they had the was it like an aftershave? And it was like the Miz was selling it as like it was No Mercy aftershave. I'm sure that was what they were doing last
I
year.
don't remember. That's just a weird dream you
Yeah,
had.
maybe. So we're going to be talking about what we think might happen over the next couple of months, and also things we maybe quite like to see, and yeah, just some funny little ideas maybe as well. See what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think it would be a good idea. We could almost segue straight from, because we're having a segue day. We'll segue straight from one of the last things we talked about in the last podcast.
If you haven't watched that last podcast, go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it now. It's on YouTube. Do it. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. I'm just kidding. Bailey and the Superstar Shake-Up next week.
Okay, so the Superstar Shake-Up's happening. Do you think it's happening before SummerSlam?
It's next week, apparently.
Bullshit.
That's what the announcement was.
Really?
No
It's-
chance.
The graphic has got Kurt Angle, Daniel Bryan, all the roster behind. Superstar Shake-Up next week.
That won't happen.
Is that like official seen on a WWE?
Yeah, WWE.
Vintage
Vintage
edition.
announcement.
You can't do it before SummerSlam because
That's mental.
Wait for it.
go on.
Bailey's injured. How do you get her out of the Raw Women's Championship match?
Fuck her off to NXT.
Put her on SmackDown.
Or you say, okay, we all know Bailey's injured. Everyone, we're gonna have a
Yeah,
number
but
one, we're gonna have a number one
right.
contenders match. Sasha Banks wins.
Right, but I think that's not the only reason you put Bailey on SmackDown. I think Bailey needs to go to SmackDown for a fresh start
Okay.
and bring some kind of character development in and just leave the shit last few months behind. And this will be a cool moment to do it, especially if she's going to be injured for SummerSlam to where she can't be in the championship match, then kind of fits. I don't know why they're doing it now, but that's what the announcement said.
I thought it was
crazy.
I haven't seen that. See, I thought it's going to
Yeah.
happen night after SummerSlam. Kind of, we're at that point again.
Or the week after SummerSlam.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I believe you, Tim. Don't you saw that?
Yeah, I'm just
think it's crazy.
double checking it. That's all.
That's mental.
That is mental because I think, yeah, I agree. I think Bailey could go on to a different show. I don't know if that's the issue. I don't necessarily think that's the problem. If she goes as the Bailey that we've got at the moment, it still could be a bit shit. Superstar Shake Up next week. Yeah, looks legit.
Wow.
Looks real. That's an awful idea if that's the case. Oh dear, that's put me on a downer straight away. Sorry everyone.
I like the idea. I think it's like you said in the last podcast that I don't want a full-on draft because we don't need to shake things up that much. But a couple of substitutions, a few transfers, I reckon could be good for some people.
It could be, but just because it doesn't seem that long since the last one, are we not just going to end up moving them around so it's the same again?
I really think they should have had, not too regularly, not too routinely, but they should have had some transfers, and that should be a storyline throughout.
I think the problem with it, and with the draft, and with the last Superstar Shake-Up, I think it was done really badly. I was looking forward to Some transfers, conversations between management, things going down, maybe some invasions kind of thing, stuff like that. Not just play the music. Oh, you're on this show now.
Yeah.
It was very.
Oh, we didn't even see.
I really wanted it to be Sky Sports transfer deadline day kind of.
Yeah.
You could have made a full a show of it, couldn't it? And
and
they didn't.
they've got the network. You can have Renee Young doing, speculation who's going to move. You could have Renee Young being Jim White.
Helicopter flying in. Trying to get the paperwork. The paperwork's gone missing. Who needs to find the paperwork? The fashion police.
Like, if they felt that they needed more time to produce something as amazing as that,
I'm not doing anything.
No,
I'll go and sort it out for them.
But I mean, if you're organising all the people and getting everyone involved while they've got their busy schedules and stuff, they could easily. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about here, but I think they could have had it on like a week delay. They could have recorded a whole bunch of stuff, given it a week or two to edit and put together, and then release it. They could have done that.
It could have even been a network special.
Yeah.
Well,
That's right. Inscriptions, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And you could only see this on the network.
It was.
You could see who's moving and what's going to happen on the network. Throw a couple of matches on there as a
special
side
show,
as well.
network special, transfer deadline day. Let's do it. The shake up.
I actually even think don't have the matches, because if you did like a transfer deadline day, you have all the individual interviews, what different people think. You could have people from outside of wrestling. You could interview us. You could interview Taz. Interview all these people with their own podcasts and stuff.
Not Shane Douglas.
Not Shane Douglas, cunt. People who are like more known and people who are less known, and then you jump to actual transfers happening and make it all dramatic. They did nothing with it.
You could easily do something like that.
But this time around, it's just a shake-up. We don't really know what it is.
I hope it is just a couple of people, because if it's all those people are going back, you're going to end up with the same show that we had in the first place, and it's going to be a bit of a mess.
I'd quite like for them to justify it.
So is there anybody like? Transfer. So you're saying Bailey?
I think Bailey.
What would you have her do if she kind of went over then to the other side?
Well,
because obviously some of those women who were on SmackDown will come on the other way. So what would you have her do?
Perhaps. Perhaps, but not necessarily. Okay. I think there's probably room for her on SmackDown to just fit in as she is. Because then if Asuka comes up sooner rather than later.
I nearly dropped that fruit all over the table then.
It could just be a perfect opportunity for Bailey. She needs, I think within her character, she needs to grow up just a little bit. She can still be what she is, but I think some kind of new attire, again, just an update, not a big change, but an update.
Who would you ever go up against on the way back?
Well, all things are open at this point, because I don't think anyone's really solidly established in their position on SmackDown.
There is an opportunity for her there. Obviously, the title match at SummerSlam, we don't know who's going to win that, but we've got Naomi versus Natalya. Not necessarily the two biggest names there by a long shot. So one of them's going to be the champion coming out of that. We'll do predictions for SummerSlam another show.
Yeah.
So would you either go straight up against one of them, or would you get her to do something different?
If they did it next week, I wouldn't personally want this unless they did it very, very.
What do you want?
perfectly.
I'm asking you now. You can have what you want.
Okay, well.
No, not that.
Well, if we would only have one, maybe two shows to do it in, so it's not ideal. But you have this new Bailey where she goes back to to being the underdog, but she's actually working, and it shows where she's gone back and she's watching the wrestling behind the scenes, and she's studying things, and she acknowledges publicly that she's been on a bit of a decline and she's on the way up. And then somehow she finds a way, because she was in the Raw Championship, it could have been a clause in the transfer contract that means
I'm liking this.
triple threat for the SmackDown Championship at SummerSlam.
Or in the match. I agree. I love that idea. She's right back over. She's in the match. And is she going to win?
Doesn't need to.
Fuck it, let her win!
I mean, it would be cool, but I think she wouldn't need it. I think she would make that match better, and that's what that match needs. And then it doesn't matter. I don't really.
And then if you've got a one-on-one for the Raw title, which I reckon will end up being, we'll talk about that maybe later. To have a three-way for the SmackDown title.
Yeah.
Bit of difference, quite good. I really like that idea. I hope they do that.
Would you want anything else to happen from the Superstar shake-up?
Well, he's picked Bayley as his person. So should we pick someone to maybe switch?
Yeah.
Who are you picking?
Put Roman Reigns on SmackDown.
Oof!
Is that?
But his yard is on Raw.
Realistically,
so has he got 2 yards?
You know that is just what you want, though. You know that would never happen.
Is he leasing another one out? Is he like
He's moving up in the property ladder.
Okay. He's building up a bit of a
portfolio. Yeah.
He's Vince's son now. Spoiler.
Won't be surprised.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Why do you think that's a good plan?
Just gets him away from Strowman, doesn't it? Ends that feud.
True.
And I don't know. I just think it would be nice to shake it up a little bit for him. I think that's what he needs. Is just the same old coming out on Raw, getting booed. SmackDown's a little bit more low key. Just let him do what? Just let him be Roman.
Well, would you? It's difficult because we said about in planning for this podcast that we'd have a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of stuff that we want, and stuff that we actually expect. I'm interested to know where you think that fits in, because I don't personally think there's any way he leaves Raw, but also if he goes to SmackDown, does he not go after the belt?
What does he do? Okay, so what does he do when he gets to SmackDown?
I don't know necessarily what he does, but I think at some point this year they will figure Roman out.
God, that's optimistic.
We said that pretty much this time last year.
We have been saying it for years.
I think the way they've structured SummerSlam and the main event of that, they've realised Roman can't just go over clean, and he might not even go over at all. And I think they'll slowly start to figure him out, and the epiphany, big word, will happen at some back end of this year, and they'll go. So this is what we do with the guy. What's
his first job then when he gets on SmackDown? Who's he coming out against? Who's his feud going to be? What are you going to do with him?
This, by the way, takes him out of the SummerSlam main event.
Oh no, he's still in that. But
he's in the Raw World Championship match.
I quite like that.
Yeah, he's still in that, but then he's just like, well, I'll just take the belt to SmackDown, it's fine. I'll do what I want.
Yeah, I like that.
I just want him to be a dick.
Okay.
I'm wanting to be a dick.
Yeah, because if he's like, if I win that, I'm going with it. Universal, that doesn't mean it's going to be only on one show. Yeah. Universe, I'm going. See you later.
I'll make it blue, I don't care.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I just want him to be a dick. I was having this discussion with a friend the other night. I just want him to be a dick. The night after Mania, when he came out and just soaked up every fucking boo, loved it. I went, it's my yard.
It was good, yeah.
Fucked off. I just want him to do that. And I honestly think Vince is coming around to the idea that this big coronation of Roman is not gonna happen. It's been 3 years in the making, this coronation, and it's still not officially happened.
I think Vince is that stubborn that tough shit, it's my show. Until he dies, Roman is Roman. That's what I think. I like the idea. I love the idea.
Maybe I'm being more optimistic, but I think they'll start booking him right eventually.
So he comes over with a Universal title. I like that. I really like it. And who's he going up against? Does someone have to go back and get it off him? I like that idea. Plus, got a bit of invasion then.
What happens to Jinder and Nakamura?
Baron cashes in. And he goes to Raw. He's already announced it being on Raw, and he goes, fine, I'll just,
I think for a month you have both titles on SmackDown, and you just do that.
I think this is where your point of...
And then...
Go on.
Then, so both titles are on SmackDown. Obviously that's going to piss a lot of people off who run Raw and things like that. Triple H and Stephanie have to come back. Right, we need somebody who's going to go and get the belt. Then they get somebody, build someone up, either a Strowman or a Joe or somebody else, and that person is their chosen, and they have to try and get the belt back from Roman on SmackDown. A little bit of invasion going on. I think that would be quite a good thing. You could do a story with that.
I think what I was going to say is that your point about the timing of it is right. That I don't think anything too big can happen in this Superstar shake-up. They should have done this the day after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because then anything can happen.
No, but you've turned me around now. I've turned around the other way, that they could open up so many possibilities as to what could happen to SummerSlam. Like, if Baron Corbin gets transferred to Raw, part of the shake-up. That opens up so many different possibilities all of a sudden.
That is completely logical. I reckon Vince is probably looking at this saying, why didn't we have a Raw and a SmackDown Money in the Bank? Because we want Money in the Bank because that's the big thing on my show. We want that on Raw. That makes perfect sense.
The thing is, I said, you said it's next week, I called bullshit straight away.
Yeah.
I think we have quite nicely come up with some little, only two or three little ideas there, have come up with some things that would make SummerSlam really interesting, really exciting, and all that kind of stuff up. None of this is going to happen.
Okay.
None of this is definitely going to not going to happen at all.
Not.
At all.
It's too much.
No chance. It'd be nice though.
Nice. Yeah.
But none of that will happen.
Well, I always like the idea of a storyline taking over the whole show, taking over the entire business. It just engulfs it. But it doesn't happen ever these days.
No.
I think they tried to mimic it with Daniel Bryan occupying the ring with all the fans, but
I remember years ago, we're talking maybe 99, 2000, there was a referee strike.
Yeah,
and that created so many stories for this pay-per-view. I think it was like an Unforgiven or something like that. It was a little bit after SummerSlam, I think. And it just created all these little stories because the refs went on strike. So you had the odd match where there was a special guest referee, and it, like you say, it engulfed the show, and it had this overarching story of the show then because there was no refs and
just
they were all on strike.
interesting that way.
The thing is now, they'll never do some, what the things we've said there about that'll spice everything up just before SummerSlam. They'll never do that in this day and age because now they announce all the matches, don't they? It's all announced. Some of them, it only came up yesterday, I think, the Usos are fighting New Day for the title. We all knew that was going to be a match, but they've just announced it on social media. It's there. Everything's just announced. If somebody's returning, 9 times out of 10, it's announced and all that kind of stuff. Goes back to that business kind of thing. They've got to tell you what's going to be happening and book all the matches so that you want to watch it.
You spend the money.
Whereas, in theory, for me anyway, opposite would happen if this week on Raw and SmackDown it was all thrown up in the air, shaken up, whatever you want to call it. This person's gone there. The title's going this way. What we're gonna do? I'd be like, fucking hell, I am watching that.
That's the thing. They do this as a business thing to entice you to spend money and tune in for this and tune in for that. But if Raw and SmackDown was this completely unpredictable, can't miss TV every week, you'd still tune in.
Yeah.
And they'd probably make the same amount of money they're making now.
There was a time when I dipped out. The reason why I would, when I was thinking, I'm not really liking it as much anymore. It's not as good. Blah blah blah. The reason why it held me for as long as it did was because I didn't want to miss out.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, but what if the Undertaker comes back this week? I don't want to miss that. That's going to be awesome. But now they seem to have got it all backwards for me, where it's not must-see TV because you're telling me what I'm going to see a lot of the time. This is this is who's coming back. John Cena's coming back. All right, well, if I don't really like John Cena, I'm not that bothered.
And the thing is with that as well, if you don't really like John Cena, but the comeback is done in the right way, maybe you still go, "Oh, that was really good."
And when he came out, I cheered, even though. But if I'd not known, and he would have come out with all the trumpets and all that, done his little thing that he did.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Superstar Shaker.
Who's your pick then?
Who's my pick? I was hoping you weren't going to ask me, that's why I was moving it on quickly. I will say the person who is going to swap is going to be...
Drum roll.
You don't have to say anyone.
I'll say it'll be a tag team. I'll say it'll be either the Revival or the Club.
I say, the Club seems more of a logical one
just
because they're doing now, really.
But I think they're in a match, aren't they? Are they going to be in a match with Cesaro and Sheamus or something?
Who knows?
No, it's going to be them. Feels like it's going to be Club, Revival and Hardys. In a sort of triple threat tag team. It looks like it's going to be Rollins and Ambrose versus...
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm hesitant to say maybe ship Dean back to SmackDown. And because I don't like the Seth and Dean thing at the moment.
No.
But he won't, because that's what they're probably ultimately going to go to. I'll say...
Well,
I'll say a boring one and say the Club.
To maybe help you out a little bit though, Yeah, it's been kind of promoted as Raw and SmackDown, but on what you were saying earlier about by the end of the year, who might come up from NXT, how's about some people go down?
Yeah, it wasn't just.
There is rumours about that.
There is.
There is rumours that
on NXT will be so good.
That
He has gone missing as well, hasn't he?
yeah, completely
So-
missing. There's been talk that Vince wants to maybe take a couple of people who are on NXT and put them back down.
I think that'd be good if they did that. Who do you think should? Ziggler should go, and he should be the champ down there.
Yeah,
I think.
straight away.
I
Why
think.
not?
I think what they should do with that. I do think Bobby Roode should come up.
Now?
Yeah, after
Yeah.
his SummerSlam kind of thing, sort of thing. So it doesn't have to be actually in the shake-up because it's next week or whatever. And he can't come up as the champ. I don't really think. But I want him to come up pretty soon. I think he's done it now. Well
Yeah.
done. Well done. We enjoyed it. You've done it. Well done. Move up. So if it was literally this, I'd have him keep the title and just like leave it and say, I'm above this now. I told you I'd make NXT great again. Look, I've done it. There you go. See you later. There's your title back.
Be a very heel thing. To
Exactly. Fuck you all. I'm going. And then everyone's like, oh, we're going to have this new champion. And who comes out? Heel Dolph. Like, well, I'm better than all of you. I'd have him come in and just go,
Yeah, I'm here to show.
I'm having this. And then you have people, he just comes out, says, I'm having this. I've got the pedigree. I'm doing all this. And that's where some facey people come out and say, well, hang on, we're not having this. And we have the
So many
Dolph Ziggler
opportunities.
Invitational, where he runs his own tournament and he decides who's going to win it. And it turns out that the person who wins it
This is a long way in the future.
is Johnny Gargano.
This is going to be like middle of 2018.
I know,
by
got
the
carried
time.
away.
If I can segue nicely into something that I think is probably going to happen
By the end of this year.
by the end of this year, yeah. I reckon the ball will start rolling after SummerSlam. That we're going to get a secondary NXT title.
Okay.
I think if there's enough talent as there is, and if Vince is intent on sending a few more people down, they'll make NXT an hour and a half, maybe, even 2 hours.
Oh god, it's happening again.
I know.
It's going to be 3 hours by
I
2019.
know we're in half would be fine.
Yeah, an hour and a half would be more than enough. And have a secondary title because there's too much talent down in NXT at the moment as it is. And if they're going to send more people down,
And there's not
Yeah.
really like, that's one of the problems I've found with NXT more this past year because it hasn't been as good as it has been. It's like you say, you've got a lot of people there, but with not really anything to play for.
yeah,
There's not like
really
if
much
you're
to do.
not in that title picture for the tag belts or the main title, you're all
just arsing about.
a lot of people are just arsing about. I mean, if you've got like, I know you're not a fan, but if you've got like the characters of Sanity and things
Yeah.
like that, at least they can like cause some mayhem and do a little bit of stuff. So they're okay. But then a lot of the other people,
It's like Drew McIntyre has been literally arsing about until they gone, right, you got a title shot now.
yeah,
He's been doing nothing apart from squash matches.
Here's an idea then. Let's not forget, by the way, before you just completely stomp on this, there is a US Championship in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Could the UK Championship become the secondary belt on NXT?
It could, but I wouldn't want it to.
I don't know what they're doing with this.
Well, this is why I'd almost say why not, because if you bring in not by any stretch the entire UK roster that they had on the tournament, but if they bring in 5 of them, including the champion and those guys, they bring in those guys to be a bit more regular on NXT, stop all the travelling that they've been doing, and like we've said before, then start having some challenges that aren't from the UK.
Well, that's it. Like, if you get them in, are you in danger of making that like the cruiserweight thing, where that's this separate little bit in the middle of an NXT show?
No. Well,
You'd have other people come in and
it depends how you book it then, because whatever the secondary championship is,
yeah.
I think that the one problem I might have with the idea itself is that there might be a lot of talent, but I don't know how much championship worthy talent there is as a kind of variety. It's either there or not, and if it's there, it's NXT title. If like, it's almost.
it's
I
e-
think
I
there
know
is
what you
enough.
mean.
I
I know
think
what
there
you
is
mean.
enough title worthy talent. I think
do they need more? Like you said, the reason why they should get a secondary title is because there's too many people not doing anything. So do you want to put in another 5 or 6 guys as well? Because then you're not really giving the people who are there a go because you've already got.
No, but again,
maybe
if
that's
it's
even
intent
more.
of sending a few people back and doing a bit more, then you need that second title to just give at least 2 people a reason to feud.
I'd have a second title. I'm not sure I'd have the UK one.
Okay, but even if it's not the UK, I think my point there was I don't know if there's a variety enough in the roster that a secondary title wouldn't just become equal to the NXT title, because you've got they might mean to be equal, but in order you've got Universal, World, Intercontinental, US, maybe that's the other way around, Cruiserweight, NXT. You're now celebrating someone who's a cruiserweight, by the way, even probably lower than that. Then you're just giving another belt to. It would have to be the green belt.
I know what you're saying. I wouldn't have it look the same and things like that. I'd just have it like. It's NXT is run as a separate promotion. It's a separate thing, isn't it? Really. So every promotion's got more than just your world title, whatever it is, and your tag belts. You'd have. I would have the mid card belt for your No Way Jose's or your CN Almas or your people like that who've never got near this.
Yeah, and never been given a decent run with anything either.
I'd give them, and even people who have been given a bit of a go, like it was Roderick Strong won it on the last kind of go round going for the title. He's not for me, but he'd be an alright Intercontinental NXT champion or whatever you want.
I think
okay.
Plus
Something like that,
NXT is cool. NXT is cool. Like that's the thing. It's cool. It's a little bit underground. You know, it's for the real fans. You know, they have to pay £10 a month to watch it, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I think they would be. I think Triple H is clever enough to create a cool kind of secondary title. Like one of the things TNA did really well was the X Division title.
Yeah, but that was
Because
almost
they
a cruiserweight thing, though, wasn't
Kind of, but then you had like Samoa Joe in there, and it was.
It had it was the cooler one. That's what you.
It was the cooler title. The almost the better matches were there. Like it's like Austin always used to say, the Intercontinental title was the workers' title, was the ones who really knew how to work and put on the great matches. That was their title, and then the world champion was the one that brought the money in, was the big
face
guys.
of the company.
So I think they're clever enough to make that secondary title cool and something that you want to attain.
It is exactly that, by the way. Right now, you've got Miz and Owens and AJ and those guys making the money. Sorry, like doing the wrestling technically, and you've got Lesnar and Jinder bringing in the money. It's exactly that now.
Yeah, because they're big dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are you bringing down then? Who do you think could be in NXT then? So we've got Dolph. I've heard Enzo might be going back to NXT.
That would make sense because you need to get him away from Cass.
And I wouldn't put him in the cruiserweight, so I was like, yeah, that.
I think it'd be a shame, but I think it'd make more sense for Ty Dillinger to come back down because he's doing it now on SmackDown.
It's a shame, that, isn't it?
It's a shame, and it would feel a bit of a step back, but he's not going anywhere on SmackDown.
Whereas
I said this about him.
Whereas I think if he came back, forget what I said before. Well, no, remember what I said before, but straight at the end of it. If Dolph Ziggler came back, picked up the belt and did all that, Ty Dillinger could do the same thing, but in a big facey kind of way, and then you could have a big feud with you. I was up there for ages. That's why I'm the champ now. You couldn't even cut it up there. Okay, let me prove myself again then.
Or even if Rude keeps hold of it, there's still a built-in feud with Ty and Bobby.
Yeah, there is.
From last year still, that never really got culminated.
Ty Dillinger should have been given the NXT
and he really should have done. They shouldn't have sent him up so much. He should be the one. He should have been in the Roderick Strong position. He should have been in the Drew McIntyre position right now. Because the fans have got fucking mental when he gets it.
Yeah. They would.
It's always the problem with NXT that I don't think there should be this automatic idea that promotion is the conclusion.
Because like you said a second ago, NXT's pretty cool, and they put on like how many times have we sat here and said Takeover was better than whatever the bigger show was, and how many like last year at matches of the year a lot of them were on NXT.
The year before was the Sasha and Bayley match of the year,
and how many have stepped up? Their characters didn't work, they didn't get over, they weren't used, not because they weren't good enough. Or maybe they weren't, but just because the opportunity doesn't exist to be given. Like Bobby Roode, for me, never makes it on the main roster because he doesn't fit anywhere. He's not good enough. You don't put a character like that. Like, he doesn't have the charisma, even to, like, him and Roman Reigns. I'm thinking, oh, fuck you. This is just WWE versus TNA.
I think you could get Bobby Roode in there, not straight away now, but he could easily do what Jinder's doing, and better than Jinder, I think. It'd be a slightly different one, but giving it the big I am sort of thing in the big heelish way. He's got the music, he's got the look. He could easily have a couple of little sidekicks with him, or something like that. I think he'd be a good heel champ myself.
But your point, Tim, about NXT being the conclusion. No, NXT is the third brand, is the cooler brand. Once you've won the title, they need to stop this habit of people just moving on to the main roster. They need
it's a promotion, but it doesn't work.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it doesn't always work like that.
It's because it is harming NXT really badly. It's really harming NXT.
Well, it's supposed to.
Because you know. What's my words now?
Well, we'll get back to it.
Well, saying that then, if like with the NXT, if you were saying it shouldn't be a promotion, blah blah blah, it probably will be seen as that for the rest of this year and beyond anyway. So who do you think might come up from NXT and maybe join?
Asuka, no one else.
Just Asuka.
No one else is good enough.
No, that's the thing. You win the title, you defend it, you lose to someone else, and then you move up, and that's the thing that happens. The cycle that happens over and over again. They need to break that.
But she's the only one who would actually work on the main roster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody else fits.
No.
There's nobody else. Yeah, you don't always have to automatically say which championship you put them in, but eventually that's the route that everyone has to go. Because why bother winning any matches otherwise? You just become Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
So it doesn't go after. We probably talked too much about this like one issue, but
I would be
I think she's
concerned
the only one.
with Asuka going up, just with the fact that I would look at Shinsuke Nakamura since he's come up, and I don't think he's done anything. He's lost a lot of the cool factor for me. I don't know. He's not been used correctly on the main roster at all. I don't think, and because he isn't somebody who's he's charismatic in the way he moves and he comes to the ring and the entrance and all that, but he's not someone who's going to go on the mic and sell me on a feud or a match. He's just not for me. And Asuka is slightly worse than him on the mic, I think. And I think, in the ring she's brilliant and all that kind of stuff, but I'm a bit wary that she could actually do it on the main roster.
I think she'd offer variety to either women's division on the main card. She could just use the aggression the same way that she did on NXT, and I personally think that would work. But just on that note, I think the way that Nakamura has been used on SmackDown, I think he's been given time to acclimatise, because it's a cultural thing. Like Bayley said on the Stone Cold something. In fact, it was Nia Jax who said it on the Jericho podcast this week, that the NXT thing is like a family. It's all looking after you, whereas you're out there on your own once you're on the main roster. And I think if Nakamura's gone from Japanese culture to NXT, where everyone's looking after him and everyone's a family, to now you're out on your own, I think he's needed a little bit of time to acclimatise. And I reckon you can almost just ignore the debut from the debut to now. They would have, like, if he'd have been American, or if they knew he'd been ready, they'd have just gone NXT debut straight into the World Championship picture, and that's
like
where he is for SummerSlam. Like they did with Balor, yeah.
The thing is with Shinsuke as well, we're saying that, which is interesting. Like, and when you think about the people who he was pals with, Finn Balor is on the different show. Samoa Joe is on the other show. Some of the girls were on, like Sasha Banks was on the other show. Nia, other show. He didn't really have, like, I'm just thinking, like you say, about getting used to it all. If you're more on your own, he hasn't even got his pals, really. As far as I know, he might be pals with some of the others, but
they could have burnt him out, and he could very easily have just gone, okay, it's too much, can't handle it, I miss my family, I miss my friends, blah blah blah, and just call it a day, and that would have been a shame. I think they played it really sensibly by not putting a huge workload on him straight away, not putting big storylines and big pressure things on him, and now we're going to see what
I hope
happens.
so, because that is all fair and that is all good, and hopefully long term you see the payoff of it, but so far I've not been overly enamoured with his performances.
Well, he's not been told to give everything yet. I think he's just been kind of warming up and being kept in the background.
Maybe.
You
haven't been told to be bad on the mic though and stuff like that.
No, but he's
don't say anything of any note in this promo.
He's not been given any storyline to do anything with, and I think that's why I said you can just ignore what's happened so far. And
hopefully
he's in the SummerSlam main event.
Okay, so this is how they're gonna do the rest of the year. How do you think the rest of the year is gonna go for him then? What do you reckon they'll do?
I really can't. I mean, from SummerSlam on, I really can't call what happens here because I've hated the way they booked Jinder and think they could have done it a lot better. And I've said a number of times, the way Jinder gets over is by beating a few people, and that's when we start to believe, okay, he's actually somewhat legitimate as a champion. But I don't want Nakamura to lose, but also for Jinder to lose now. He only ever beat Orton.
Yeah, it's a bit crap. I think with Shinsuke, what they'll do towards the end of the year, from Survivor Series onwards through to, and they'll do something with it at the Rumble, I think they are going to go for Shinsuke, AJ Styles, Mania next year.
Yeah, they'd be stupid not to.
And I think they will do something in this kind of mutual respecty kind of way, where it's maybe a best of kind of series or whatever, or one that turns out to be a best of kind of series. Towards the end of the year, I think they'll start going for that.
So we're looking at, I mean, in the immediate future, we get that moment where it's mutual respect, US champion, world champion. Look at us, we've come from Indies, NXT, or in Nakamura's case, now look at us.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think you need the belts for it.
No, I don't think you either.
As far as immediately after SummerSlam, that could be the case.
And they might do something with that.
I think they probably have to drop them.
I wouldn't. Yeah, it's like the Brock and Goldberg thing again. I don't think that match needs the belts. It sells itself, and it'll be match of the night and all that kind of stuff. The build up would be brilliant as well, which isn't always the case. But if they do that for Mania next year, that would be brilliant.
Yeah,
they'd be crazy not to.
And you don't need the belts for it. Give the belts to build some other little stories. People who might need it. Give somebody a big feel good win, because I wouldn't have two belts on them and then. Yeah, you don't need it.
Yeah. What's next? Has anybody else got another point?
What any other ideas? You had them all written down.
I did have them all written down.
So where are they?
I forgot them all. I've got mine.
Tim, do you have another one? While he's trying to find one.
I'll throw one at you then, because this is probably a big one we need to talk about. The future of the Hardy Boys. Is anything at all going to happen? I'm not just saying broken wise. I'm saying just
by the end of the year.
Just the way the Hardys are booked between now and December 30th, whatever it is.
They won't be a tag team by the end of the year.
Okay.
No.
I think.
Are you splitting them? Is that going to be shaken up then?
He legit just fell asleep for a second.
That's why I jumped in.
He just went completely blank.
What, are they going to split up? Are you going to put one on one show and one on the other?
They're going to split up, but it'll be an amicable split. They're not going to feud. I don't think they're interested in feuding. I don't think
I wouldn't want
interested. I don't think they've ever had a good feud. Them two.
They've had good matches, but the feuds have been weird.
Yeah,
not good.
It's just all uncomfortable for all involved. They could split them up. I don't think they have. Again, I don't think they have to. I think they can easily just do a thing where they go
Superstar shake-up.
I still don't think they have to.
Jeff goes to SmackDown.
They could still just go. Well, Jeff's like, well, I just want to do my thing. You're a bit weird.
I've wanted so many matches from Jeff Hardy for so long that guys like AJ Styles and Nakamura are just dream matches that I want to see. So, who knows? That's what I'm after.
I think his matches will always be pretty good to brilliant, really, all the matches. And like you say, AJ Styles, Nakamura and all that kind of stuff. He could do a lot of good things. Even if he stayed on Raw, him and Seth Rollins would have good matches. Him and The Miz would have good matches. People like that, be good. I don't think Jeff. He's never been that good on the microphone, or I don't think he can't really do it for me. I think it's good that he's got Matt as kind of almost the mouthpiece of the two of them.
For me, there's just something a bit different about the way he is on the mic.
Oh, he's very different, isn't he? He's the enigmatic
Alternate.
enigma.
The charismatic enigma. Not enigmatic enigma.
That would be the same thing.
The same thing.
You can have that though, Jeff, if you want.
But I think there's enough about him. He's just kind of fierce and passionate.
Do you think?
Yeah,
I don't think he is fierce. I think he's the most laid back, like na 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 na. I don't think he is fierce. I think he's chewing the gum.
No, but I think with his promos, I'm just remembering the promos he did when he was feuding with Triple H. I was just, he's not really angry. He's not Braun Strowman making noises. But when the passion comes out, it's enough, is what I'm saying.
Okay. You think he's going to go somewhere then? Do you think he's going to get...
I think it'd be cool for him to just go to SmackDown now.
Yeah.
But...
I can see it because I don't think... everyone's going on about the broken thing, the woken thing, whatever you want to call it this week. It ain't happening this year. I don't think. If we're trying to fill out the rest of this year, you're not going to get anything broken by the end of this year.
I think you're right with this. I think this is why they're doing woken.
Maybe.
Because I think they're just pushing buttons now, going, right, this is just going to get tied up. So let's see how far we can push things.
Yeah. I would split them up and do different things because, like I've said on the previous podcast a little bit about, it was nice to see them and we all cheered loud and that, and it was nice to see it all, but then they're just kind of stuck in this. They had some great matches with Cesaro and Sheamus. But now they're just kind of in this weird tag teamy mess, really. Yeah, and it's a bit of a shame because the nostalgia thing was always going to slowly die down. So it makes sense now. It's the perfect time to do it and split them up, and then
leave them wanting more.
Yeah, and leave them wanting more. Go to a different show, and then if you want to bring them back and make them broken, if you can sort something out next year in the courts, then brilliant, do that. But it makes sense now to split them up and give them a go. Give them a go at a belt. Give them both a go and let them both win the middle belt. Let Jeff Hardy beat whoever, Rollins or Miz on one side, and let Matt Hardy go to the other show and hang out with the Fashion Police, do some funny stuff with Kevin Owens, and do that on the other, and let them both win.
You know what, I think it is important now as well that you have Jeff go his own way, but what Matt does from now on, even if they stay together for that matter, is absolutely key, because it was just this week I saw the Matt Hardy and Jeff just talking about the win. Was it over the revival that they just did? And it was at that moment that I thought I no longer want to see the broken stuff because it's shit. And it would have worked if they'd have taken the momentum and this is ridiculous and funny and they've got the characters. But now they've had this fucked up in between thing to where they've ruined it. And I think now, maybe if Matt goes all out and they figure that out and they're allowed to do it, then fine. But they can't continue this in-between stuff because it's just coming across weird.
I've never been a fan of the in-between thing.
They'll just have this completely normal interview, and where Jeff says something normal, like, it's really great that we've managed to finally beat them, and then Matt will just go, "It was great," and have this stupid look on his face.
I've not liked that since the start, really.
You're just a normal guy being a dick now. It
was funny, like when he just did a delete on the top of the ramp, and it was for everybody won it, and everyone went, "Oh, he's doing it! Hey, that's pretty good. We know that. We know what he's doing there. That's a bit of a thing." But yeah, that's why I'm saying split him up. Let him go off and be, because even when he was Matt Hardy version 1, funny,
brilliant.
He was so good.
Those little facts about him.
Yeah, when he beat the Undertaker a couple of times, and he had Shannon Moore's little MFer just following him around and all that. He did a lot of funny stuff when he was trying to be Brock Lesnar's pal for a little bit. Funny, and he can do all that kind of stuff.
He's creative enough to do that.
And I would put him on SmackDown, and I'd keep Jeff on Raw just for the people who were on SmackDown, like your Fashion Police, your New Day, your people like that. I think he'd do more with them than he would with your I don't want to see him being funny with Dean Ambrose because Dean Ambrose isn't funny and
I
all
want
that.
to see Dean Ambrose disappear for a year.
Yeah, I don't know.
What have you found your list anyway?
Yeah, we've talked about most of the points. To be fair,
Okay.
talked about Asuka.
Yeah.
Talked about NXT as a whole and the secondary belt.
Okay.
Talked about Roman.
Yeah.
There is one other thing, but I feel like we'll leave that to just.
You want to leave it?
Yeah, because I think we should end it with saying one thing that's going to happen.
Okay.
Definitely going to happen.
So we'll
by
leave
the end of
that.
the year. I think that'll be a nice closer.
So what do you want to do with Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan? Do you think anything's going to come of that? Do you think they'll go? We talked about it briefly before. Like, is it going to go funny? Do you think they're going to do something?
Well, like I said,
Heal them up a little bit.
I've already said in the last podcast what I think they will do, so that doesn't need saying again. I think they'll fuck it up.
Okay.
What I would like for them to do is a heel turn, and sooner rather than later. And I want to see Jason Jordan get in opportunities that he hasn't earned. And I want it to be really blatant, and that's kind of the point. That he's given these opportunities. And what you do with that then is who knows what. I mean, whether he's given a Universal Championship match or something like that and then actually wins clean could be this kind of a weird dynamic. But probably the simpler thing to do would be a heel turn and goes after the Intercontinental Championship, cheats to win, and then he's just an arrogant fuck because my dad's the boss.
I think they should do something with that. That's for me, and I think you mentioned it before. Like, that is the only way for me that they can save this story because I don't like it, as I've said. But if they did this with it, and get heel Jason Jordan, he's running the place a bit like when Shane O'Mac first came out. And he was getting he was the European champ and he had his team with him and they were helping him win because he was the boss's son and all that kind of stuff. They could do something a bit like that, but obviously Jason Jordan is a legitimate athlete as well.
He
so
could
I'd
be
do something like that.
assistant to the regional manager kind of a vibe.
That would be good.
Where he thinks he's hot shit and then he's always going crying to daddy when something goes wrong.
Do that. And give him some little helpers and things like that.
And it's things like that.
A little team angle.
A little mini one.
The way that
they try and get Chad Gable over, and Chad Gable's like, "Fuck you, I'm not doing that." Little Chad Gable, Jason Jordan feud.
Exactly things like that, because then you have the same way that New Day started off as heel, but people just couldn't help but like them, so they turned them. It might end up going that way, but you have to have them heel now.
It's so much better, and people get behind it so much more if you're a heel, and then you slowly bring them out of it. It's what everybody does. Who are the greatest? Stone Cold, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, everybody like that. The New Day as a present example. Everybody, it's easier, and people get behind you more if you're a heel who comes face.
I reckon you'd come to terms more easily with the gimmick that you fucking despise.
Yeah.
If they were heel. If like from the beginning they were like, fuck you, like you call this ridiculous, this is what it is, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then they're just dicks about it.
Yeah.
Because then eventually once
I'm saying a lot because I agree.
once they come round to it, it's almost just you suspend.
And you know what? As silly as it sounds, and hypocritical, however you want to say it, I would get behind it if they did that with it, and then if it went on long enough where he was being a dick, but then somehow it went. It
becomes endearing.
Yeah, or you do something with it where maybe Angle ends up screwing his own son over. Oh my god, that would be heartbreaking. So you weren't my son anyway. Well, stupid. But I'd be like, right, let's get behind Jason Jordan now. You got to do that. You can't. Yeah, that would be really good. Do you reckon they're going to do that by Christmas? What?
I don't think they've got time. This is our big problem here. Yes, they could. I mean, the thing I've got on my list is the heel turn.
Okay.
That they can do.
Well, let's have that. That's Jason Jordan heel by Christmas.
Yeah.
I'd just like to say one word.
Go on.
Nepotism. I know that word.
What's that mean?
It means like family using their family ties to
Is
an
it-
advantage.
Why have you gone really quiet? We're on the microphone
Is
needs
that
to
what that
pick
means?
you up
Okay,
again.
nice.
I'm just concentrating on making sure I say the word right. But
How good would it be to have the Angles family Christmas?
Well,
And he's turned heel, and then it's round the house.
so much potential.
There you go.
Cousin Miz.
The Miz could pretend he's the cousin for a little while. That would be good. So, have you Have we got any more things? That's coming up? What about so that's going to happen. Who do you think's going to be? Who are going to be the champions by the end of the year?
Ooh,
Let's have a little
that's
prediction
a
game,
one.
maybe.
Well, we can.
Are you going to answer my question with a question?
No,
I fucking hate it when people do that.
No, I'm actually not. So we can start off with one championship in particular because I was going to say I reckon Carmella will cash in before the end of the year, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on SmackDown.
Ooh.
I would love it if she did that. I want her to cash in. I want her to get the belt. I really like her.
Would you have? This is the thing. You can't. I don't think you can't have both Money in the Banks go to Raw, because that would be annoying. And what would have been the point in having SmackDown exclusive thing?
Yep.
One of them going.
Yep.
Perfectly fine.
Like it.
I would like it to be Carmella. So if Bayley goes one way, Carmella can go the other.
I'd really like that.
That would get her a lot more heat as well.
She's already pissed off everyone on SmackDown, which is cool. I think she probably should have been booked a little bit stronger, get a few wins privately. But
I'd even do it with James Ellsworth isn't allowed on SmackDown. Banned from SmackDown. I'd have him come out on Raw and introduce her as and then let him do that because people hate Ellsworth.
it was only 30 days though, wasn't it? So he'll be back any day. He'll be back by
I
SummerSlam.
think he's back this week actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that idea. I'd have her. I wouldn't have Baron go because
No.
I think he's too similar to your Joes and your Strowmans in that kind of way.
Yeah,
he
you
is.
get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, he would, but I think Carmella would definitely spice it all up because I don't think it's that spicy on Raw. It's very mild, and I'm more of a medium to
Small
spice.
lemon and lime herb.
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
not
thing.
really fussed about that. I want a bit of a.
There's some good matches
Medium,
waiting
medium.
for her there, I reckon.
I think she'd be good. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good
so-
idea. That
So I'm
You know what I'd do then?
saying Carmella Raw Women's Champion.
I like that idea. Really like it. I'd have a go on that. What I'd do then with Baron Corbin is I would have him not cash in for as long as humanly possible, and literally have him cash in.
At
On-
Money in the Bank.
On the very last day. I'd do something like that.
No surprise element there though.
No surprise element, but no one's ever done that, have they? Literally,
Just really
Wait,
just held on to
literally
it.
just carry it till the very, very end.
Or the SmackDown before Money in the Bank. Because everyone's thinking they could build it up like, okay, or even he could say, okay, Money in the Bank's it, this is my last chance, and
Tease it quite a few times.
but then do it on the SmackDown before,
Or something like that.
swerve like that.
Yeah, I quite like that.
But
Yeah, that'd be cool.
this
that
year
doesn't
though,
solve this yet.
No.
Okay, I'd have yeah, I agree with yours. So you want what we doing? I had a question and you've thrown in a new story now.
your question was champions.
Who are going to be the
champ?
champ by
So
the
I
end?
said
Okay,
Carmella.
so let's start with Raw Women's Champion. You think Carmella?
Carmella.
Who do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have that.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
have
have
that.
Carmella.
SmackDown Women's Champion. I'm gonna go with Bayley. I can outside
Yeah,
hope,
no.
just as because we require the transfer then, which is who knows.
Yeah, as long as it's not Naomi.
That needs to end.
Yeah,
soon.
I'll pick just because. Not because I think it'll be brilliant anyway, but I think she deserves a go at it again. I'll give it Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch will be the champ.
I want to
Okay.
pick Charlotte.
I don't know.
Charlotte,
Have you two
there you
fallen
go.
out? Have you two had a little bit of a?
It's cooled off a bit.
Mm.
Definitely cooled
Is
off.
it since you found out she was a man?
So that's the women. Who's going to be the women's champion NXT? Because we think Asuka's going up. Is Asuka not going to be a champ?
No, she's not going to be champion in the end.
Okay.
No.
It's going to be whoever shines out of this Mae Young Classic.
You
Yeah.
think they're going to do that?
I think so. I cannot see him giving it Ember Moon.
My
I know they
idea
really
was.
want to get it off Oscar so they can just get it up to Mae, but Ember Moon is nowhere near ready.
I quite like her, mate.
She's alright, but she's.
They're all just all right apart
Yeah.
from Asuka, though.
Whereas I think, and I've said this before, they need to strike while they're on top.
We've
Get
got-
the winner of the
What-
Mae Young Classic or the hottest person from that,
I'd have them win.
be it a Cedric Alexander type of person who came out steaming hot from that.
I'd have one of the UFC ones. I'd have them come out. They win the title
Yeah,
and straight in because
yeah, straight in, quick UFC style.
I think
submission.
It should.
I'd have them beat Asuka.
Yeah, I'm just straight.
No,
straight.
I was gonna say Asuka should lead the belt behind, and then you don't have a tournament exactly the same format as the Mae Young Classic because that would be weird. But you could certainly have a mini tournament on an NXT of some kind, even if it's over several weeks, for the vacant championship.
So you're having. Meh. But then you're having the classic, and then you're having the tournament straight after.
But that's
Plus,
what
I don't
you
like
do.
the idea of
Oh,
vacating the
You
title.
don't have the same format, but somehow anyway, vacated championship leads to that because I don't. It doesn't make any sense for anyone to beat Asuka at this point.
I would have. Okay. I'd have the winner of the Mae Young Classic comes out beats Asuka, as long as it's somebody who's a badass. I'd do that.
Yeah, okay.
I'd do
They
that,
would have
yeah.
to do Brock Lesnar style UFC finish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd do. Yeah,
It would have to
just
be a
like
shocker.
she's got to.
Yeah.
She's got to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Passes out.
I'd have
that.
it'd be
I
a
think
good
that'd be
culmination
really cool.
for the Asuka story as well, where she's cocky.
Yeah.
She's like, I've got no competition. That's when she takes this girl lightly. Almost, if you remember the was it Kurt Angle and is it Daniel Puder? Was it?
Yeah.
Where he just took him lightly and Daniel Puder nearly broke his fucking arm.
Yeah, he wasn't a good wrestler, though, Puder.
No,
that's
he wasn't.
not
But something akin to that moment where Asuka
Yeah.
kind of laughs it and then she just gets her in
Yeah.
whatever submission.
Yeah, it's
and,
over.
And then it's done.
That'd be a big moment. People would go nuts for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd have that. I'd have the Mae Young Classic winner beat
Yeah.
Asuka for the title and do that by the end of the year. And I'm sticking with it. I'm going to have Bobby Roode just go, I'm better than this now and walk off.
So who's the NXT champion?
NXT champion is Dolph Ziggler by the end of the year.
Good call.
Okay.
I would love that. Does anybody care who the Cruiserweight champion is?
No.
No. I think
Fuck
Tozawa,
that then.
like, without going to SummerSlam prediction, I think Tozawa's going to win it.
I just absolutely don't.
And then Tozawa will have a run and then someone will take it off.
I honestly
But
have got
I don't know. or
no
particularly
interest.
care who that may be.
I'm just gonna let you have it because I absolutely just don't give a shit.
Okay.
I need to get rid of it. What
But
else?
how bad, just on that though, and this is a bit recappy, but how bad is it though? Because this time last year, when we'd watched the Cruiserweight Classic sort of thing, we'd been and seen
Future Shock.
Future Shock, Jack Gallagher. You've said to him, you know, you're going to be the champ, all that kind of stuff. Met Jack Gallagher and said, you know, good luck, you're going to do great, it's going to be really good. We all got a bit excited. And then we're not going to spend a long time talking about it, but it's completely died on its arse, hasn't it? And now it's the one we couldn't care less. And we've got nothing to say about it, really. What a shame.
Yeah, what a shame. They should have struck while iron's hot and they haven't.
Should we say that then as a little prediction? They get rid of it.
They get rid of 205 Live. They won't get rid of the belt. The belt's fine. The division's the problem.
Yeah.
I think even back in the day when you had Jamie Noble and Tajiri and guys like that, it was good. And
I
you
thought
had
it was fine, yeah.
Matt Hardy trying to lose. It was complete bullshit. But
Christian
trying to
was
lose
doing
weight.
it as well, wasn't he? Christian
Yeah.
in the chicken suit.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff.
Remember when Kurt told me about his chicken suit? Alright, let's try that. And then Kurt comes again, oh, you got my chicken suit.
That was it, yeah.
There's a quick side, Future Shock.
Yeah.
25th, Friday 25th of August.
Right.
Do you want to go?
Doing a podcast at the minute, eh?
I know, I'm just trying to sort out social things as well.
Possibly.
It's
Lana Austin's there, so I'm quiet.
Lana Austin's there.
Isn't Pete Dunne there?
Yeah, and Ashton Smith. You remember
Do you
last time
remember
we
Ashton
went
Smith?
and he won the number one contender thing.
Nice lad.
He's got his match.
There you go.
So
Right,
we
so
might be doing that. I might be having pizza for my tea. I don't know about that, but that's just extra information.
yeah, just a quick side / social thing.
Possibly.
I'll be in Vietnam, so I won't be there.
No.
But
He's dropped the bombshell. We were keeping it secret.
who do we think is going to be the US champion by the end of the year?
US champion.
I think this is going to go completely different direction from where we are right now.
I am going to say the US champion by the end of the year 2017 will be Sami Zayn.
Good shout.
I'm just trying to think of anybody else it could be. I mean, other than Jinder Mahal. Oh,
Could
Yeah.
happen.
No, good shout. I think that's perfect.
Happy with
It's
that?
the right level for Sammy.
Give him something. I've been saying this for the past year and a half, me, but
yeah, I'm having that, and I reckon the feud with is he too small to feud with Jinder?
Nah.
I wouldn't put him with Jinder.
Sammy's the kind of guy you can just throw in with anyone.
I'm just thinking not so much as what I want as what I expect, and I think having a non-American feuding for
Rusev
that belt,
again.
not Rusev because he's done it. I mean,
Okay.
To death.
to death.
Maybe Jinder then. Maybe because if Jinder loses, I'm not saying he will do, but if Jinder ends up losing, maybe it would make sense for him to desperately go for the next best thing sort of thing, and it would annoy a lot of people if he went from one straight to the other. So that would work. Yeah, I'd be happy with that. Not happy. Yeah, I can see that happening.
IC belt.
By the end of the year, the Intercontinental Champion, I do this so it gives me thinking time, will be
I'm thinking as well.
Mr. Seth freaking
I
Rollins.
was going to say that. That would be good.
Yes.
I
I think he'd do a good job.
He's got a new video
Yes.
game coming out. Give him a title as well.
New music.
What, him personally? He's got a new video game coming out.
After you described the new Rollins music to me the other day, I was a little bit like, oh, that's just
It's not
stupid.
new. They've just someone just shouted,
Burn
"Burn
it
it
down."
down."
Yeah,
That's
but
it. That's it.
Yeah,
It's the same music.
Yeah, I know, but when you described it to me, though, it was shit. But now I've heard
I exaggerated it for comedy value.
But either way, I kind of like it. I think it's alright.
Burn it down.
That's all they've
I'm
done.
alright with it. Yeah, but I'm not saying it's new music. I'm just saying.
You might as well say like
There was a version last year where someone just went redesign, rebuild, reclaim over it, and then they realised it was shit and decided not to do it.
I think this is alright because the tone of it fits with the music. It's rocky enough.
But he doesn't burn anything down. He said that
Yeah.
once to go with his feud with Triple
Yeah.
H.
I
But
think
he's
that-
got a new T-shirt though.
I don't think he should have a new T-shirt that says "Burn It Down." I think it's silly.
I think probably the thing that's missing would have been a complete remix of the song where it all has lyrics, and then you can have the Burn It Down.
I
thing
would
as
have
well.
changed the whole thing. Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
like
if you're gonna.
it's just one
It's like-
step of many needed.
it's like when Triple H did his, and he had. It's his time when he was with China when he went off on his own and he was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then that changed slightly, and it didn't have lyrics to begin with. Then it got lyrics, and everyone was like, "Oh, I can't believe he's changed it. Wait a minute, this is fucking brilliant."
Yeah.
And then it was like, then he got Time to Play the Game, and everyone went, "I can't believe you've changed his whole music. Wait a
This
minute,
is brilliant.
this is fucking brilliant." I wasn't as bothered about King of Kings and all that, but it was still, it was just
No,
the
it's good.
it was the evolution. Pardon the pun.
Well, that's what
Mystery.
I mean. This is the 7th version apparently of Seth Rollins.
What?
It's weird, isn't it?
There
How
have
the
been
fuck is this?
because there have been just subtle changes along the way. So
I would have changed it completely this time.
7th version
If
of the
you're gonna burn
same
it
song.
I
It's
think-
like them
yeah.
CDs used to get back in the day, and they had 9 remixes on
Yeah.
Yeah.
of the same song, and some was like this remix but the edit version, then the non radio version. It was the same song
Yeah.
but 3 minutes longer.
Still bought them though, didn't we?
Yeah, because they were 99p, that's it. Of course you bought them.
So I think Seth Rollins will be IC champ.
Yeah.
You happy with that? Are you
I
saying
like
something
that,
different?
yeah.
What do you think?
No, I think
Makes
I'm,
sense.
I'm
with where
hoping
it's
it,
going.
and I'm hoping it's because he's feud. They've had a bit of a feud between him and Ambrose, and then that's led to an Ambrose heel turn. And
He's got to have a few with Miz first.
He's got to do the Miz thing.
yeah, exactly. I'm hoping. I think timing wise that'll work out. So he's got that title.
Okay.
He's almost a new champion by the end of the year.
And then as we go into that new year, you're thinking the Ambrose Rollins thing, or what?
No, I'm thinking that was the culmination almost.
Oh, really?
Rollins has done the Miz
we've
thing.
got- We've got whatever happens at SummerSlam, then the inevitable rematch, and then the rematch of the rematch, and then the rematch of the rematch of the rematch.
Can't wait for that rematch.
Then by this point we're already well into December. There isn't time to
I think it's going to be.
Do you know one
getting-
thing I've noticed? Sorry,
Go on.
just completely cut
Go
your point
on.
off there. But I think
It's
this
better
is
be
a good
fucking
point.
good.
I'm
And
gonna
you
look
better
back
spit
to
it
when-
out, and it better make sense.
So you said you enjoyed 2016 more than 2017.
I did say that. I did.
I think one of the reasons why is that they've dragged feuds out this year, majorly, more than noticeable than any other year. Reigns Strowman has been going on since February.
Yeah.
It's fucking August now, and I don't remember a year where they've dragged this many feuds out. As long as
No,
they have.
aside from, and they've just been with boring people. And the thing was, last year the one that went on the longest was probably Charlotte and Sasha, and even that one, and they were putting on good matches most of the time. Even with that one,
But that was the exception to the rule last year.
last year it wasn't. They weren't.
And that's
bad
what kind of
against
made it
them.
what it was, because there was this really long, kind of epic feud that was going on and on and on and on and on. And they made a story about it, and then went, right, this needs to stop now, this is the last match.
I mean, you did have a few longer ones again, like last year, but I think I just liked the people that were in them, and they did them better. Like, even the Miz and Ziggler, we all agreed that went on one or two too long. But because I was really liking it, I was okay with it. But because I don't really like the people who've been in the long ones this year, Jinder and Randy and Braun and Roman, I'm not as bothered. So they'll seem longer as well, won't they? Cause
Yeah, I think it's a symptom of the split as well. Once they split the brandy,
possibly.
you know, you couldn't just shake it up and have someone move from feud to feud to feud to feud straight off the bat.
But I think what my main issue there is that I just don't Ambrose needs something completely different.
Yeah,
I-
which
so
again, why I
I-
hope it's a heel.
Well, the heel turn and the way to do it is, I think we said it last time or the time before, was like if Rollins wins the title from The Miz and gets that, and then because that feud's been going on too long, the Ambrose Miz one. If Seth can get rid of The Miz and win the title and go off on his own thing, then if Dean takes the kind of approach of, oh, he's managed to do what I couldn't do, he's got the belt off The Miz, he's beat The Miz, he's done with The Miz, I've been stuck with it, I hate this guy, he's better than me really, he's proven himself, I hate that, I can't handle it, we used to be pals, he's the better one, he was always the better one, oh lunatic, heel Dean would work.
Yeah,
It would.
Shield
Really
Dean.
would.
I mean, you don't even have to call it heel, although
Yeah,
technically
yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
World champion, SmackDown.
SmackDown World
I'm
Champion.
gonna say Rusev.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a bold one. Why?
Because
I'm not
why the
actually
fuck
gonna-
hasn't it happened already?
Because WWE, that's shit, and he...
I would like to think that whatever this ridiculous thing is with Randy that's happening right now, that's gonna lead to some kind of Rusev getting a little bit more of a push.
I reckon, I hope you're right, and I think it could happen. I think end of the year might come too soon for it. I reckon maybe next year.
Yeah,
I'd love
okay.
to see it.
Probably more likely going to be Nakamura.
Yeah,
Possibly.
I think it will be Nakamura.
Whether it's SummerSlam or not, and whether John Cena does his 17th before that or not. I personally hope that Cena's 17th is the Universal belt, by the way, and I hope it's not for a long time. But that's a different thing. Probably Nakamura this year.
I'm trying to think. I agree with the Cena thing because they did the whole free agent thing, so that gives him the chance to go to Raw and do something with that. And I agree, I'd prefer to see him going for that. And I think it'd be more unexpected to see him going for it as well.
On that subject, just real quick as well, I think there was an announcement this week on one of the reports. I don't know whether it's this week or just after SummerSlam, but I think it's this week or around that time that Cena's doing his last SmackDown show for a while, because he's already been advertised as having a match at No Mercy, which is Raw only.
All right.
No mercy.
That's in September.
Okay. It's going to be in new Transformer film as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Fair
so
enough.
Is it going to be an actual Transformer?
I think it's
Otherwise, I don't want to see it.
No, I don't think so. Okay, I'll go with... Oh, this is controversial. Well, it's not controversial, but it kind of goes against what I said previously. I can see Baron Corbin being the champ.
I was going to say.
Yeah, that's
the other
sensible.
I
option.
can
as well.
see that, but because I said I'd my other idea before, I'll say Nakamura.
Nakamura.
Yeah, can that?
Yeah.
The only one left.
Universal.
I've got all the tag team belts as well, really, but...
No one cares.
I think I care about that less than the Cruiserweight.
Really?
Jesus. Unless Sheamus
You
and
cheered when
Cesaro.
the Hardy Boys came out.
Yeah, but
You had a new day. Fashion police are funny.
I want to see.
Hashtag top guys.
I want the tag belts on like just one championship over both shows. I want to see Sheamus and Cesaro versus New Day. Fuck all the rest. I'm just not bothered.
I think Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins will be the tag champs by the end of the year,
Of which show?
whichever one they're on.
Raw.
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 Okay, so we've got Rollins and Ambrose on Raw, and we've got New Day on SmackDown.
Yeah, New Day keeping all of that for a while.
Yeah.
Right, that's time to... Right, Universal then.
Universal title will belong to
This
at the
is
end of the year.
This is tough now. It's not that far away, and considering they've hardly changed it. for
And
a
it's
while.
going to be really one of a couple of people. I'm going to give it to Mr. Joseph the Samoan.
Oh, that was my pick.
Joseph the Samoan will be the Universal Champ by the end of the year.
That was my pick, that.
Why were you picking it?
Just because I think it's going to be Strowman or Reigns who gets it after SummerSlam.
Right.
And then Joe seems like a natural guy to take it off one of them two. And he seems like a good champ to kind of hold it through building up to the WrestleMania season.
I think you might have I think we're not going to do predictions, but I predict that I think Joe's going to win it at SummerSlam. And I think he's going to keep it. And I think you might almost get a little bit of a, not that we like it, a bit of a Joe has it for a bit, Strowman has it for a bit, but and then by the end of the year, I just think the hot potato will fall in Joe's hands. What do you think, Tim?
Reigns. For me, it's between Reigns and Lesnar.
Well, it's not going to be Lesnar because he's
Not
going.
going to be Lesnar. Yeah, I think
He is.
He
right.
is.
We're not, this annoyed me on the last episode of Raw. I know I don't want to do this, but
no.
Why
It
say-
completely fucking telegraphed it, didn't it?
why say if he doesn't win, we're leaving? Why say that when the rumours are he's leaving? Why draw attention to the fact and give us a reason for him to leave?
Because he's going to win.
He's not.
No. They've
No
telegraphed-
chance.
They've telegraphed
He's in a
that.
match where he doesn't have to lose.
So they can
And
get
he's-
the belt off him.
Get the belt off him, and he says he's going to leave.
I'm not saying that is what's going to happen, but
Yeah.
I'm saying it's not as black and white as just because we say this, that will happen. The point is the conversation goes back and forth. It's like, okay, well, he's obviously going to lose then. But what if they're actually intending for us to think that? And that's what they're thinking will be.
No way. No.
I think it's between Reigns and Brock at SummerSlam, and I wouldn't at all be surprised if Brock Lesnar won. Just because of that, because there's some guy at the last UFC called him out.
John Jones.
John Bones Jones.
There's talk about something in November for him as well. Doesn't have to leave WWE to do that if he's in good enough shape. I don't know.
No, he doesn't, but then it's obviously a distraction if he's trying to get back up to peak condition to fight.
How many
Someone
appearances?
someone as talented as John Jones.
And he's been in the picture for the whole year, hasn't he? It's been Lesnar, Goldberg, then Lesnar for the whole year.
If it's kind of not worked.
He's not going to carry on.
No.
But then your other one's Roman Reigns.
He won't carry on indefinitely, and I think he probably will be done. A lot of rumours say that next WrestleMania will be possibly his last. I think that may be the end of his current contract as well.
Yeah.
That's when I bring the Undertaker back
Not for
to
Brock,
retire
not
Brock
for-
Lesnar. That would be fucking sweet. Fuck you.
You don't get a good match out of those two.
Oh no,
You do a
You do a Brock
quick-
Lesnar match.
You do a Brock Lesnar match. Brock goes for him. Taker gets him in the Hell's Gate. I just want to see. Remember when he was just like that in his face with the middle finger in his face and he passed out? I'd just love to see that. That was a brilliant moment. That'd be fucking ruined, man. They're doing this stupid stuff beforehand. But anyway.
Are there any outside chances here? So outside of the four of those, are there any outside?
Finn, maybe? Finn's your only one who's
He's an outside.
credible enough.
Finn's shit and awful and bad and not good enough.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous
Ridiculous comments.
Yeah, you fucking remember I said this when he goes back to NXT or he fucks off to Japan or something again.
He's great. I think he should go to Japan because they're a prime example of not using him correctly again. Prime example.
Not good.
The injuries haven't helped
Yeah, the injury didn't help
at
but
all.
He's just,
missed half the year because he'd been injured.
and he's in
Over half the year.
Yeah, but he's just in. He's back now,
He's too small.
and he's in shit limbo.
Too small and he's boring.
He's too small.
And he's boring.
Oh
He's
my
not too
God.
small.
He's the coolest
And he's
guy
cool.
on the
Yeah, he's cool as
roster.
fuck. He wears a leather jacket.
Rollins
Better
is
than the
cooler
Fonz did.
No,
Rollins
he's
is
not.
cooler.
Rollins used to be cool. Rollins is not cool anymore.
No.
He's not.
He's the Fonz in his pants.
He wears a leather jacket.
No, we've all seen
In
the,
it- and
we've all
his-
seen the
and his
pictures.
pants.
He's not the Fonz in the pants.
He's by far the coolest guy on any of the three shows.
Not even close.
Who's cooler than him? Apart from Rollins.
Depends,
Rollins
it,
isn't.
It depends. Like, I mean, the Fonz is the perfect example. If
Yeah.
you want to just be like the ultimate face, I'm a nice guy I'm cool because I'm wearing a leather jacket, then yeah.
He
I'm
isn't
sure,
doing that though.
Sure, the kids will enjoy that.
He's
Not
the demon as
intentionally.
well.
That's fine, but there's not
No one else has got a character like that.
that element's gone off the boil for me a bit because he needs the big matches to do that.
Do
He's
you
not
think-
good enough to be in the big matches anymore.
Do you think you will see the demon again this year?
Yeah,
For example, at
probably.
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
Probably.
Wyatt.
But yeah, but I think that's the cool spot for him to be in right now. And don't get me wrong, I'll completely change my mind if something amazing comes from the Wyatt match and he does a really great job. I don't really want to see Wyatt lose. But then he does something else to prove himself a bit better. Coup de grace versus Brock Lesnar, fuck off.
Why-
Brock Lesnar catches him in his mouth.
But this is but that was always my problem with Brock Lesnar being the champ because who beats Brock
Who beats-
Lesnar?
yeah.
Strowman.
But he won't.
But he could.
But you think Brock's going to stay the champ?
I think it's between Reigns and Brock, but Strowman is the believable entity in that match. The way they've built him up, he's a huge, beastly bastard.
Yeah.
I would much rather have had those two go 1-on-1 at SummerSlam, even if Strowman loses.
Okay. So
But
you
he's
pick him.
built
You
someone
got to pick
believable.
one person, then Universal Champ at the end of the year.
It's really difficult.
It's not. It can only be one of 3 or 4 people.
It's Roman Reigns so that he can go 1-on-1 with Brock at Mania.
There you go.
Okay.
Roman Reigns.
Right. I've got one last
Don't want it,
question
don't get
to
me wrong.
close this out.
This better be good because you teased
It is.
this
I
halfway
have
through.
teased this. Have we seen the match of the year already or not?
Good question. I
Thank
do
you.
like your question.
Thank you.
No.
Okay.
Do you want to know my reasoning for that?
Yes, please.
My reasoning for
Expand.
that is you've asked me that question, and in those few seconds, I have tried to think of what match I've really enjoyed this year, and my mind has drawn a blank.
Just telling me no.
Exactly. I can't think of one that overly stands out, so I'm going to
Well,
say no.
DIY Office of Pain, I think, is the one that stands out.
You saying the ladder match?
Yeah, same. But I didn't want to pick that because I was like,
What
yeah, it's
wasn't-
good, but there were a couple
It
of
wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
reasons why not. But
Okay.
yeah, I would go as that as my favourite match of the year.
Do you have any prediction on what could possibly be the match of the year? Thinking about possible feuds that could come up, or
I think I don't know what matches are going to be coming up further down. I think at SummerSlam, AJ Styles and Kevin Owens could easily be the match of the year at SummerSlam. If they do it right and they do it
no
well,
scrubby finishes.
nothing silly at the end, somebody wins, because one of maybe my second favourite match last year was AJ versus Cena at SummerSlam, and I can see them doing something quite similar with it.
Could still be a screwy finish and be a great match. They got to tell a story at the end of the day.
It
They could
annoys
have
me though. If
if
it's
they
a
do
bad
it-
finish,
if
it
they do it right,
always
though,
just like
It
goes bad.
depends what they're setting up at the end, because if Shayna wants to feud with Owens,
Yeah, that's something like screw it is fine. Fucked up botch is. is not.
like that. I mean,
Yeah.
like within the story, if it's a screwy finish, then
Yeah. No, I don't mind that.
that's okay.
Don't mind that. Who else might have a good match?
I think Reigns and Undertaker was an amazing. I'm kidding. Next.
Miz and Rollins could have a good match.
Hmm.
But again, I think it'd be a good match. I don't think it'd
Yeah, I don't think
fucking
match
blow
of the
my
year.
socks off.
Do you reckon they could blow the load and give us AJ Nakamura before the end of the year?
No, I think they'll.
No,
I think Line Fire and-
they've got enough sense to
Really?
Yes.
You think they're going to be having those two 1-on-1 the week before Mania when they're booked to wrestle at Mania?
We've said it'd be good for Mania. I can see him doing it. I can see him doing it at Rumble, and us going, "Oh, it would have been good if they saved it for Mania."
Yeah.
I could see him doing that.
Yeah.
But what about yourself? It was your question. What do you think?
Well, I was going to pose it to Tim.
Because he fucking hates everything except Brock Lesnar.
I'm just trying to think of any memorable matches because they're all just about 2016, the ones that really come to mind. I don't know.
So that's a
So we've not
So
seen
we're
the match
opening
of the
all
year
then.
yet.
Unless you can remind me of a few that might trigger me.
Honestly, like you asked me that question, I just think of the ladder match. Do you know, in All the Pain,
It wasn't
seems to
quite
be the best one.
quite good enough, that especially the main
Mm.
spot of that match they both botched. They overjumped.
I don't think it was
Nearly
as bad
killed
as you
themselves.
said, but
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Um,
That is probably my favourite match of the year. I'm hoping it is not the best match of the whole year, though.
Mm.
There you go.
I think there have been a lot of matches that have just kind of gone under the radar a bit because the cruiserweight match at WrestleMania was actually really good, but who gives a shit?
It was played to a dead crowd on the pre-show.
Yeah.
And
That's
the,
the problem,
and the
isn't it?
result was just, we've seen this match before and we've seen this result before as well. So
Yeah, that's been the problem as well with the matches that just when you're getting into them, they do something that we've really not liked, whether it's the wrong person winning or they've messed it up or things of little things where the possibility was there to make it a great match and it just never really delivered.
And it's not just about what happens in the ring; it's about the entire package and the build-up,
It
the
is
payoff,
really.
the reaction. It's all part of it. So
Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate.
yeah,
Good one.
That's,
Yeah.
And that's a contender.
Yeah, that is.
maybe.
Again though, how bad's that when that's
Mm.
again we
Well,
had NXT
the
and we've had
point-
the UK.
The point I'm driving to
There was
There's a point
Oh,
to
shit.
this.
a... Write this
Is
down.
that I don't think we've had the match of the year yet.
Yep.
Which I think is nice because we've got something to look forward
True.
to.
Yeah.
And I don't think the match of year will either be on a Raw or a SmackDown or a Raw or a SmackDown pay-per-view. It will come from NXT, Mae Young Classic, or the UK guys.
There you go. That's a little prediction from you.
Yeah.
That's good.
What if you think about it? Our last two matches of the years have both come from NXT. There's enough talent in NXT to just pull that absolute blinder out.
Yeah.
I think depends if Ciampa is going to be ready or not. But I think Gargano and Ciampa will have a blinder of a match.
They will.
Simulate it.
Yeah. We can all be sure of that.
I reckon there'll be a couple of Mae Young matches where we go, shit, that was really good. Like when Cedric Alexander and Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, or the UK guys.
Good one.
Yeah. But I think
Good prediction there.
we've got a lot to look forward to.
We have.
We've got 4 and a bit months left of this year. I can't believe it's August.
It's not even.
You really didn't believe it, did you?
I thought it was July.
Didn't know what
I honestly
fucking
thought
day
it was the end of July.
So there you go. We've got how many months left? 4 months.
Yeah, less than now technically, right?
Oh shit.
Is that
August.
good maths? Bad
August, September, October, November, December.
maths? Okay.
So
What a bit.
almost 5 months. So yeah, we'll be positive. Let's be positive because we're not always positive, are we?
No.
So let's look forward to what's coming up. So the next time we will be back will be for some SummerSlam predicciones, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that the
Yeah, I
next
think
one?
so, yeah.
Biggest party this summer.
For podcast number 50. It's exciting.
Celebration.
It's a
might-
big milestone.
Might get dressed up for that. I
Well, if it's a big, I was thinking a summer party. Get a barbecue.
don't know. Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Invite all the bitches.
Wow. Sorry, everyone.
sorry, bitches.
Sorry, I meant waitresses. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay, so that is it for this time. Stay tuned. We'll get back to you very soon. Peace out.
Peace.